And I think we are live, if I am not mistaken. Hello, everybody. Hello. I just gotta make sure the chat feature is working. Well, for some reason, it's not. That's weird. I need to figure out the chat, because it's just not working. I gotta be able to highlight. Okay. That's a good start. Now, let's just... Alright. Let me just make sure. Let me grab the E, testing the E. And there we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. Everybody, welcome to the Superman open spoiler discussion. Oh my god. How's everyone doing today? Yo, Christian, I'll be joining the chat as much as possible until I'm off the treadmill. Hey, that's great. Awesome. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, guys. Superman, you know, the James Gunn's newest film, and is pretty much the start of the DCU. All right, yeah. Oh, actually, I could. Hold on a second. This thing is just like acting weird. All right. Superman isn't a perfect movie, but for being the first installment of the DCU, it's as close to a perfect comic book style Superman movie as I could have hoped for. I loved it, and my audience loved it too. Yeah, it's really good, actually. Honestly, hold on. I gotta make sure I can... I wanna... Actually, I could just do this. Yeah, I could. Yeah, let's just have this little Superman poster. All right. Yep, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, Superman, new James Gunn film, star of the DCU. Before I full on get into the spoiler stuff, because I feel like, I want to give my overall thoughts of the film first. I really dug Superman. All right, I was really excited for this. And look, I know, how to describe it. And here's the thing. I was generally a fan of what Zack Snyder was doing with the DCEU. I mean, it wasn't perfect. I really liked Man of Steel. Batman v Superman is the theatrical version is all right. I think the Ultimate Edition is quite a bit better, because it does give further context to why Superman did not like Batman, whereas in the theatrical cut, it's barely addressed at all, and it's like, why? But I feel like, with Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, my biggest issue was just adding in Doomsday that early. It's like, come on, guys. We don't need to do the death of Superman right now in your second film. It's, so weird. It's like, why would you, hell... And here's the thing, I'm not even one of those people where it's like, oh, you must have the individual movies before the team up, because it's like, I think, it doesn't really matter as long as you write it well enough. I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was a film, they didn't, those characters didn't need a bunch of team up movies, and that still worked. And I feel like you would make the argument that they would need stories more because people don't know who they are, whereas most people know the stories of like Superman and Batman and all that. But still, even with Batman v Superman, I was like, yeah, I'm fine with introducing Batman here. I was fine with Batman being introduced there because we had just kind of gotten off of The Dark Knight Rises, and I feel like the way they introduced Batman in that film was very well done. And even Wonder Woman, I don't mind appearing in the film. However, I feel like, again, the main problem was just Doomsday. Like, why was Doomsday in the film? And again, the Ultimate Edition, I feel like, fixed the issue of like why Superman doesn't like Batman, but again, it still has to deal with the issue of Doomsday. And then you get Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I think that's one of the best films out of the DC EU. Like, that was a very strong, look at what Zack Snyder was trying to do with the DCEU. It's like, okay, I'm starting to really see the vision, and especially with that very tall aspect ratio, it made things feel very larger than life. I really dug it. But again, because of how divisive the DCEU was and how people were just not really having it anymore, and we're like, nope, we're not going to watch Birds of Prey, we're not even going to watch The Suicide Squad, which James Gunn's Suicide Squad was fantastic, and people really liked it. But again, because of how people were just not real, they were just tired of the DCEU, it's like they didn't want to watch anything else that came after that. Like, no, not after that, but it's like they didn't really want to watch anything after that. Well, why do I keep saying that? People got so tired of the DCEU, they just stopped coming to watch. They didn't watch Birds of Prey. They didn't watch, the Suicide Squad. They didn't watch Black Adam, which granted, Black Adam didn't really help because that was like bad reviews. They didn't watch Shazam: Fury of the Gods. They didn't watch The Flash, and even Blue Beetle. With Blue Beetle, that was like actually well received as a film. That was actually well received, but again, no one wanted to watch it because they were just tired of the DCEU. And so, basically, this whole thing needed a reboot, and now we got Superman. James Gunn is now the co-CEO of DC Studios with Peter Safran, and this is his first, the first film out of this DC universe, Superman. Everything was kind of riding on this, because it's like, this is the make it or break it point. Like, with Man of Steel, that technically jump-started the DCEU. It's still to this day one of the most divisive films ever made. And it didn't help that they followed it up with Batman v Superman, a movie that people liked even less. And so everything was riding on this. They needed to strike hard with this film, and I feel like they have. I mean, granted, it's not like the most acclaimed superhero movie of all time, but it's still a very solid base hit, which is all they needed to do. They just needed to make Superman hit well with critics and audiences, and that it needed to be a box office success. Which, granted, I still think the box office aspect of it, despite, performing very well in the opening weekend, I want to see what kind of legs this film has. But even if this film doesn't, reach, $700 million, I don't think that's indicative of this film. Because you still have to convince people to come back to come and watch this film after, again, a 10-plus year DCEU that people did not like. So, yeah. A popcorn blockbuster that truly felt like a comic book film come to life. It's funny, it's touching, romantic, action-packed, exhilarating, and wildly entertaining, a movie we all need right now. I agree. I'm sad that it's flopping overseas. It only debuted at number 4 in China's box office behind Jurassic World and F1. But here's the weird thing. It's like, China's not really, American films in general are not being played as much over at China. So it's like, it's like, I don't know what to make of that. Because, the times are kind of shifting. So I'm not really sure. I think but here's the thing. I think ultimately, and granted, China's also trying to minimize the amount of American films that play in the U.S. So I think like eventually going forward, people in Hollywood need to realize you can't really rely on Chinese box office that much in the future. Like you need to be able to you need to look for what people are like, where the trends are going right here. And honestly, I feel like that's probably ultimately going to be a good thing, because I feel like it's not even just with China, it's also with like Russia and stuff, where it's like they don't certain marginalized groups have not really been represented much in film because of more strict countries, and the studios don't want to lose those dollars. I almost kind of see this as a net positive, because I'm hoping this will mean that more diverse stories can be shown. But yeah, the Suicide Squad came out around the pandemic, though. Sure, I mean, yeah, that is true. Oops, but that is true. But at the same time, I still think even if the pandemic never happened, asking people to come back for the Suicide Squad sequel was going to be a tough sell, because we're talking about a sequel to a film that people did not like, and also your biggest box office draw in that film, Will Smith, was not in it. And I'm not saying Will Smith guarantees box office success, but he helps. And also, like, the Joker wasn't in it, and I still, to this day, will contend that the Joker, for the most part, is a big box office draw. I mean, there's a reason why the only, Joker-centric film that flopped at the box office was Joker Folie à Deux, which even then, it wouldn't have to have flopped if the movie didn't cost $200 million. But still, the Joker is generally a box office draw. Hell, again, the first Suicide Squad made over $700 million. Yeah, and also the Suicide Squad was day and date on HBO Max, which didn't help its box office. That is true, but again, like I said, I'm not saying the Suicide Squad would have flopped as bad as it did if it weren't for day and date on HBO Max or COVID. But what I am saying is, like, even if that stuff didn't happen, a sequel to a film that people did not like is not gonna be like, that's like, you're gonna have to convince people of that. It would have still made significantly less money than the first Suicide Squad did. And also the fact that it's R-rated is going to lead to less people being able to watch it. And again, I love the Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad I thought was great. But I don't think it's like one specific factor. I think it's a bunch of factors that did contribute to the film flopping, which again is not really anything it's not really the film's fault. Like the only thing James Gunn could have done for that film was just make the best movie he could, and he did. It was really well acclaimed. It was just other outside factors that contributed to the film, bombing as bad as it did. Hello, Mainline Productions. Superman has got off to a good start, starting the rehabilitation of DC movies with audiences who abandoned the DCU in recent years. Yeah, I would agree. I think Superman is, like, again, it's obviously, I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. It's not going to be that kind of film. But it is a good start. It is a very good, solid start. And again, the one thing this movie it doesn't even, like I said, it doesn't even need to be the biggest box office hit in the world. It just needed to be very good. It just needed to win over the critics and audiences, and it has done that. It's going to be a while. I think it is going to be a while before we start getting like the $1 billion DC films again. The Suicide Squad is awesome. Best of the late bygone DCU. Well, yeah, it's DCEU, the DC Extended Universe. I would agree it's definitely up there. I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a hot minute, but I do remember it being like definitely one of the best DCEU films out there. I really, really loved the Suicide Squad. It was a lot of fun. But still, with Superman, again, I feel like this is a very good film. Honestly, I do want to see it again, although I'm probably not going to be able to see it until it comes to digital. Really dug the cinematography and color grading. It uses the score throughout the movie. The uses of score throughout the movie was so cool. Metropolis felt like an actual lived-in city, and all the production design sets were great. Yeah, like, it really did feel like... Like, James Gunn really did say that he wanted the DCU to feel like a very, you know, like a very like a comic book world. Like he said, there's no New York, there's no Chicago, there's Metropolis, there's Gotham. It's a lot of fictional cities, which again I think is really interesting. I think it's real like you really do feel like this is a more comic booky world, and yeah, with Metropolis, it doesn't feel like any it doesn't feel like New York, it doesn't feel like Chicago or anything like that. It feels like Metropolis for the most part. What's the new name of the DCEU? The DC. It's now this new universe is the DCU. DCU. The previous universe was the DCEU. This one's the DCU. Hello. Just came here to leave since I haven't seen it yet. Seeing tomorrow. Hello. Bye. Hello. Bye. When are you posting your director and screenplay predictions? Oh my God! I forgot. It's Monday. Oh, man. Okay. I'll post them tomorrow. I will post them tomorrow. I forgot that I was supposed to post those today because I was trying to get ready for this stream. Damn it. Okay, yeah. I'll post my Oscar predictions tomorrow. And like I said, guys, if you want to help us out in our time of need, we do have Ko-Fi open, ko-fi.com/Christian Hannah. We're still trying to find a roommate, and we're still very much behind on rent. So if you're able to contribute anything, go over there. You'll see, and if you send something over at Ko-Fi, like a little thing will pop up, and it'll show your name. It'll be really cool. So yeah, consider donating to Ko-Fi. Thank you very much. Superman is a fast-paced movie that I could have watched a longer version of. You could tell me that you could tell that to ERR on the side of to err on the side of caution. Some character scenes were cut out for the movie to increase the pace. Will we talk about the Oscar race later, or is this just about Superman? This video is just about Superman. Although we could probably talk about the Oscar prospects for Superman, probably, which isn't a lot, but I do feel you could there's some stuff you could do here. But yeah. I would have appreciated one more Daily Planet scene with Clark and the rest of his colleagues, especially Wendell Pierce's Perry White. Gunn said he won't do an extended cut, but I love to see it. I mean, hey, I get what he's going for, and I guess with a story, the story is like really, really like centric on Superman. So I get why there's not really a lot of like Clark Kent focused. Costumes, VFX, sound. I don't think costumes is going to happen. I think it'd be cool, but I don't think it's going to happen. Sound, probably not. They don't really nominate superhero movies for sound unless they're like in Best Picture. But visual effects, I think, is very solid. Unless somehow that DC bias, the DC Universe bias, extends to this current universe. That will remain to be seen. Because, like, if you remember, practically no DCEU film got shortlisted for visual effects, even when they deserved it. Like, Man of Steel could have gotten in, but that wasn't shortlisted. And The Suicide Squad didn't make it in. So it's like, what is happening? The only film to do so was Birds of Prey, which even then I don't really count because, let's face it, the COVID year was like really bad for visual effects contenders. And if COVID never happened, Birds of Prey would have never gotten in. So you kind of have to put, no, not kind of, you do have to put an asterisk on Birds of Prey. So other than that, it's like, the DCEU was just not that kind to the visual effects branch of the Oscars was just not really all that kind to Superman. No, to the DCEU. Damn. Oh my God, I can't speak. So I'm very curious to see how the visual effects branch is going to respond to this new DC universe. Will they gatekeep the films or no? We'll have to see. I love a production design nom. That would be nice. I don't think it's going to happen, but that'd be cool. Neva Howell and Pruitt Taylor Vince gave endearing performances and Ma and Pa Kent. Yeah, they did a really good job. It may get adapted screenplay critics and WGA since the category is dead, according to you at least. I don't think Critics' Choice is going to go for Superman. Writers Guild is a maybe. I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk. Again, the reviews aren't incredible. They're very good, but they're not like it's not like 90+% of Rotten Tomatoes. So it remains to be seen how, like, what competition there's going to be, because Frankenstein, I don't think it's going to get near the Oscars, but I think it could get in that Writers Guild. So we'll have to see what happens there. Yeah, the first Guardians did make it to WGA, but at the same time, the first Guardians was also even more well received than Superman. So that's the problem. Hi. Hello, ZJ13 Goat. All respect and rest in peace to the great Gene Hackman, but Nicholas Holtz's Lex Luthor is the best version of the character I have seen. Yeah, I really dug Nicholas Holtz's Lex Luthor. Alright? I really dug what he did with Lex Luthor. He's kind of like a whiny bitch, but I kind of like that. But at the same time, he actually is legitimately intimidating. And again, I must preface this is a spoiler discussion, so if you have not seen Superman, and, you know, if you've not seen Superman, and you don't want to be spoiled, go away. Because we're going to spoil the shit out of this movie, and this is going to be your platform to talk about the open spoilers of this film. But, okay, so giving you a fair warning to click off. Alright, now we're done. Alright. Like, that scene where Lex Luthor just kills that man that saved Superman in cold blood. And it's just like, damn. Like, he's not really playing around. Like, I kind of like that. He's a whiny, like, Lex Luthor's a whiny bitch, but man, he's intimidating. Like, wow. Superman could get no nominations. I mean, again, unless the visual effects branch is just so biased against DC Universe stuff. Because the visual effects are worthy of a nomination, but it's just like, it would be insane if it actually missed. Lex Luthor was a graded A hater and genuinely one of the most despicable villains in recent years. Yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it. He is a hater. Like, that, like, bro is, like, actually, like, petty. David Cornsweet was born to play Clark Kent / Superman. He gives a charming and dedicated performance. Rachel Brosnahan is unwavering and great as Lois Lane. Her and David's chemistry was off the charts. Yeah, this is definitely the best romantic chemistry I have ever seen from a Superman and Lois in live action. Maybe rivaling that of, actually, I think Superman and Lois, the TV show Superman and Lois, came close, but this is the best. Like, I really did like their camaraderie. I even really liked how, like, that one scene where where Lois is interviewing Superman. And it's just this going back and forth about, like, what Superman should do and what he shouldn't do, and it said a lot about their characters. I really, really dug that scene a lot. Fantasy Sci-Fi Costume Designers Guild and Art Directors Guild, maybe contemporary, as Birds of Prey was contemporary, and one of them is sci-fi and the other. I think they're both going to, I think in the Costume Designers Guild and the Art Directors Guild, they're both going to go in sci-fi fantasy, because Birds of Prey is not, like, as crazy and out there as Superman is. With all they did Lex Luthor, I'm scared for the DCU Flash and what he has to deal with Reverse Flash. Oh god, or what about the Joker? What's the Joker going to be like in the DCU? Or Deathstroke? Look. Oh, please, in this DCU, please give us Deathstroke. Alright? Like, look, you want to know how I was so excited. Alright, I was so excited, like, before Justice League was coming out. And, like, Ben Affleck released this video, because if you don't remember, Ben Affleck was originally supposed to direct The Batman. The Batman was supposed to be a Ben Affleck Batman film, and he was supposed to direct it, which I would have been so excited for. And he posted this video of fucking Deathstroke And I was like, no way. Like, is the Batman actually going to be, like, Deathstroke versus Batman? Like, I was so excited. Because I like the idea of Deathstroke being that DC villain that just kind of hops back and forth between different franchises. Like, sometimes he's a Batman villain. Sometimes he's a Teen Titans villain. Sometimes in you know, My Life with Superman? Or something like that, the animated series, Deathstroke appeared there. It's like, I want to see... Yeah, I really want to see Deathstroke in the DCU. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Could it be one of the debut best casting nods? I don't think so. Superman is probably not going to be that big of an awards player other than like visual effects and maybe makeup. Yo, Hannahcast, Thunderbolts or Superman, which is your favorite? I have not seen Thunderbolts yet. Reverse Flash is the greatest hater in the history of haters. Oh boy. Do you think David Cornsweet and Nicholas Hoult are getting nominated for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor? Only at the Saturn Awards, not the Oscars, no. Each member of the supporting cast gives purpose and none of them feel shoehorned in just to sell merchandise, I would agree. Mr. Terrific and Crypto are the scene stealers. For me, Crypto was really funny. For me, the scene stealer was Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner Green Lantern. That dude is, like, such a dick. He's so funny. Like, that stupid... I can't help but still laugh at that one scene where Lois goes, and that's... the only thing that should be illegal is that stupid haircut. Or something like that, and he goes, what should be... What with what? Huh? And he just has this really stupid, dead-eyed look on his face as the camera's just, like, going around him, and he looks confused. That was so funny. I love that. Many people complain about Gunn not doing an origin story of Superman, but in my opinion, making the same old origin movie is lazy, tiring, and dismissing the 1978 Reeves movie. It's like writing another origin comic. I don't really see it like that. I mean, granted, I'm glad we're not seeing another origin film, but I don't think it would dismiss it. I just think it would be rather redundant to do it again. I like how Gunn went straight to the action and to the world building, but also sprinkling the core elements of what makes Superman Superman. I would agree. SAG Stunt Ensemble? Maybe. Oh, well, I see what you're saying, Troy Easy. I hope they don't hold back with Deathstroke and correctly portray him as a, I don't know. Okay, I don't know about that, because, like, I don't know. That might be too much. That might be too much to juggle. So I'm gonna say no to that last bit, ZJ13 Goat. I'm gonna say no to that part. I'm excited for the Lantern series. Oh yeah, Lanterns. Especially that we are finally getting Jon Stewart Green Lantern. Oh my god. You don't realize how much I've been needing Jon Stewart Green Lantern in live action, and we're finally getting him. Now, apparently, funny enough, Jon Stewart was originally supposed to be, like, instead of Martian Manhunter, like, they were gonna have the Jon Stewart Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm like, why did DC veto that? It's like, it would have made way more sense for Green Lantern to show up instead of Martian Manhunter. And even though the introduction of Martian Manhunter is so stupid in the film, it's like, why did they do that? That was so pointless. You could have just had Green Lantern show up at the end of the film, and it would have made way more sense. It would have been yeah. Do you think it will be nominated for sound, production design, editing, visual effects, or even Best Picture? No. Out of those, the only one I can really see is visual effects. Again, visual effects I think is coming, and maybe makeup. But I don't think sound's going to happen. They still, like... I don't think so. Production design, no, it's not close enough in Best Picture. Editing, it's definitely not close enough in Best Picture. And Best Picture will never happen for Superman. It's not that well received. The Justice Gang was sprinkled in and just the right. Was sprinkled in just right and felt like complete characters. Yeah, I really liked the Justice Gang. I thought they were a lot of fun. Again, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. I hope we see more of him. He's really funny. And like I said, guys, if you want to help support the channel, go to ko-fi.com/Christian Hannah. Like we got a lot of we still need some help with rent and stuff. And so anything helps, honestly. We're still trying to find a roommate after the previous roommate completely screwed us over. So if you want to help us out, please consider donating to the Ko-Fi. Thank you. I suggest a nomination package similar to The Force Awakens, but again, The Force Awakens was way better received than Superman. Like that is how well received. And also The Force Awakens was coming out at the very end of the year when there was so much hype. So it's I think you could maybe make an argument Force Awakens was maybe top 15 for Best Picture. Whereas Superman, especially this coming out this early in the year, it's not going to be a Best Picture contender at all. And I just don't think it's that strong of a film to get nominated in editing. I don't think editing is going to. And also, I don't think score. I think score might actually be I would not be shocked if score for Superman was disqualified, because it uses the original Superman theme a lot, a lot. So they might just. The music branch of the Oscars might just disqualify it. I hope we keep getting stories like this with DC. This is not in the vein of the MCU. This is different, and I'm here for all the possibilities where this universe could be headed. I'm excited too, especially since Clayface is going to be a body horror movie. An R-rated body horror movie. I'm excited for that. Do you think F1 gets nominated for Best Picture or Sound because Top Gun Maverick did, and both of those films are great? Well, F1 was not nearly as well received as Top Gun Maverick, nor does it have the whole saving cinema narrative that Top Gun Maverick had. So, no, I would say there's very, very, very little chance of F1 happening. Sound is really the only nomination I feel like F1's going to get. Because it's not going to get editing, because it's not in Best Picture, and it's not even close to getting in Best Picture. So, yeah, I think it's absolutely not getting in Best Picture. What about Best Original Score? Are you talking about for F1? No, because again, if you want to get more of your predictions right for Best Original Score, go with Best Picture films, because especially in recent years they've been a little bit more biased towards Best Picture films. I mean, hell, they even went for Wicked over Challengers because Wicked was in Best Picture. So, and people will say, well, about the Wild Robot. Well, the Wild Robot only got in because there were 4 Best Picture nominees in the shortlist. So yeah. Seems like the DCU's Justice League would be the one from the 2000s cartoon. The trio, Jon Stewart, Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, and the only change being Barry Allen over Wally West. I don't know, maybe the Flash doesn't show up. I mean, I don't, Flash is going to be interesting. I wonder what they're going to do with the Flash. Is Top Gun 2 the only sequel to be nominated for Best Picture without the first one being nominated? I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. Christian, Christian didn't say getting F1 was impossible. That means no, F1 is not happening. Do you think Jurassic World Rebirth gets in for score or visual effects? Score, again, absolutely not. It's nowhere near in Best Picture. You want to be somewhere in Best, again, when you're predicting Best Original Score, you want to predict mostly Best Picture films. You want to, they even nominated Everything Everywhere All at Once over Pinocchio, or American Fiction over Spider-Verse, which I will never understand why they did that. So, yeah. And visual effects, I don't think so. They've not. I would be very surprised if they did. Not to say that Jurassic World Rebirth wouldn't deserve it, or the visual effects are very good. But the fact of the matter is, they don't really nominate dinosaurs or dragon movies in visual effects, because the last Jurassic film to get nominated was The Lost World. I do think Jurassic World Rebirth will make the shortlist of 10. It will be shortlisted because every Jurassic Park film has been shortlisted for visual effects. But in terms of a nomination, I would say absolutely not, because they just don't nominate those movies. I understand many people not liking the crowded cast, but then I thought Oppenheimer had a way more crowded and no one begs for backstories for each and every one of them. In my opinion, Superman is changing something here. I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that. I don't know, because it would I think I don't necessarily think it's necessarily the crowded cast of Superman. I could see how there's a lot of different storylines going on at once, that and Superman, whereas Oppenheimer was mostly still like kind of following this one thing. And let's face it, a lot of the characters in Oppenheimer are not as prominent as like some of the side characters in Superman. Like, yeah, Josh Peck or Jack Quaid are in, are in Oppenheimer, but they have very little lines. So yeah. So you think Sinners will sweep the Oscars? Maybe. I mean, we are talking about Superman right now, so I can't really think about stuff that right now. But yeah, the movies have been going away from showing origin stories for a while. I'm trying to think of like when the last like origin superhero movie was, and that's interesting because like the Batman wasn't an origin film. Yeah, Captain America: Brave New World. That's not an origin. Thunderbolts isn't really an origin. Fantastic Four is not really an origin either. Even though we might. Trying to think. Deadpool Wolverine is certainly not that. The last origin film I can really think of was maybe Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Yeah, some of the Disney Plus shows origins, yeah, but like not movies. We're talking about movies. I guess Blue Beetle was an origin film. Yeah, Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle was probably the last one we had, I think. So out of all the Superman movies, where would you rank this one? I'm not really sure. I haven't seen Superman 3, and also I haven't seen Superman versus the Mole Man, and also I have not seen Superman 2. I've not seen every Superman movie, so I can't really say. So, although I will say this one is up there out of the ones I've seen. My favorite part of Superman was when he stared into Lex. Starred. I think he meant stared. Stared into Lex Luthor's eyes and yelled, "Bye, Nora! Bye!" Yeah. Blue Beetle wasn't that well known. I mean, yeah, but it's still an origin movie, so it still counts. So yeah. Yeah. Also, I guess Black Adam was an origin film too. Yeah, Black Adam was an origin film. But yeah, we haven't really gotten a lot of, the origin films. Where would you rank this out of all James Gunn films? Well, I haven't seen every James Gunn film either. I've not seen Slither, and I have not seen Super. Out of the ones I've seen... Because, let's see. Guardians 1 might be the lowest out of the ones that I've seen. But again, it's still very good. Then Guardians 2... I'm not sure. Superman might be around the middle. Because like, I'm still weighing as to whether or not I think it's better than Guardians 3 or not. But I still think The Suicide Squad is still his best film. Will you be watching F4? Don't you mean F1 the movie? It's F1 the movie. Get it right. But when it comes to digital, I'll probably watch it. I'm glad Gunn kept a Blue Beetle in the DCU. I'm very interested because it's like, if it were me, I would have just done a clean slate, like a clean slate of everything. Like everything gets rebooted, and that would include even like Peacemaker and stuff. Which, again, it was fun seeing Peacemaker in this movie. That was fun, but... Next to Peacemaker, Lanterns, Supergirl, Clayface, The Brave and the Bold, and possibly Wonder Woman, what are you most excited to see explored in this universe? Honestly... Well, also don't forget, they're thinking about doing I think they're doing a Teen Titans film. I mean, I don't know if it's been officially announced. But I think it's looking like they're trying to do a Teen Titans film, which I might be the most excited for that because, oh my god, I want to see Teen Titans happen. I want to see Teen Titans become a thing. Other than that, I'm also really fascinated for The Brave and the Bold. I mean, look, yeah, I know it's another Batman film, but I want to know what this universe's Batman is going to be like. Alright, I want to see something kind of like the Ben Affleck Batman where it's very fantastical and just really exaggerated. I'm hoping we get like Arkham, I hope we get, vibes of like Arkham and stuff. The Peacemaker teaser makes it seem like they are multiverse jumping into the DCU universe. Now, here's the thing. I think what James Gunn said is, here's how the DCU is gonna work out. Like, he said, basically the events of the events of how do I describe it? It's like, I think how James Gunn described the DC universe reset is that events from the DCEU aren't canon until it's brought up. Like, for example, in the Suicide Squad, Rick Flag getting killed by Peacemaker, that did happen, but the Suicide Squad as a whole did not happen. And, then you have Peacemaker Season 1, and what I'm assuming is that Peacemaker Season 1 isn't necessarily canon until they reference certain events from that, where it's like that event, where this event happened in Peacemaker, or this concept was introduced in Peacemaker, but the overall thing didn't happen. Like I think it's kind of complicated. I do wish they just did a hard reset on everything, but I think that's what they're doing that. Also, update, they're still doing Sergeant Rock film directed by none other than Luca Guadagnino. Is Luca Guadagnino still attached to do Sergeant Rock? I mean, I know, Daniel Craig walked away from it. But I'm very fascinated by Sergeant Rock. Although, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Sergeant Rock already appear in Creature Commandos? So it's like, how are they going to make that fit in? Because, they're going to have to cast an actor who kind of does look like Sergeant Rock in the show. Kid Lawrence? Alright, yeah. I think one thing I will do, since we're doing a little deep, a little deep dive. I don't know about a deep dive, but it's the open spoiler discussion. I think one thing I might do is do something I haven't done in a while, which is gift memberships. Now, it's not coming out of my pocket or anything like that. It's not. It's I guess every month I get 10 free memberships to gift out. So I could probably do that. Oh. Did you watch Superman in IMAX 70mm? No, I don't have an IMAX theater anywhere near me. It sucks. I'm so sad. I keep thinking, I think keeping in line with how the 90s cartoon probably inspired Superman, I think the DCU should take inspiration from Kevin Conroy for its Batman. Oh, from Batman the Animated Series. I think that'd be interesting. I hope it's a little bit more like the Arkham games, which is, granted, is a little bit more of an adult version of the cartoon, so, yeah. What the, why isn't... Oh, and I just realized. Wait, are they? Wait. Is YouTube just not gonna let me do gift memberships? What the hell? I don't know. Oh, but let's talk about something that was in the film. All right, like a little cameo. All right. This is a big one that really caught me off guard, because I knew he was going to be in the film, but I didn't realize that, but it seems like they were doing a little misdirect as to who was going to be, who he was going to be playing. And yes, that is Bradley Cooper as Jor-El. I was really surprised over that. I was like, whoa. Bradley Cooper? He's Jor-El. And granted, this will get into a little bit of an issue I have with the film, but I do want to sit on it a bit, but not really because of Bradley Cooper, but I was like, alright. ZJ13 Goat says, I had it spoiled by a leak a couple months ago. Oh, that sucks. Although, to be fair, there were a lot of people throwing guesses out there as to, you know, like, was it like an actual leak? Because, like, there were a lot of people, like, throwing so many things at, like, saying, oh, like, this person's going to be Jor-El, this person's going to be Jor-El. I'm wondering, bro, I got spoiled that Cooper is in the movie from IMDb. Aw, man. And the other cameo halfway in the movie, if you know. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, we're in an open spoiler discussion, so we can talk about it. Are you talking about John Cena as Peacemaker? Like that, it was from a very credible person. Hello, Mr. Hannah. I hope you're having an amazing day. It's kind of what? It's kind of eh. Again, I'm hoping we can get any, you know, Ko-Fi, you know, donations, because we're still trying to keep up with rent, but at the same time, we're also very overdue on bills. It's getting chaotic. I also knew Cooper was Jor-El months ago. Man, everyone's saying this. I guess I must have been out of the loop. But yeah, one thing I will say that I'm still trying to think about was, like, I'm not sure how to feel about Superman, about how Superman's parents wanted, you know, Kal-El to rule over Earth and just, like, basically, like, enslave humanity. I don't know how to feel about that, because, like, that's like so not something, you know, Superman's parents would do. Like, it's so strange that they went in that direction, but I don't know. I'm still trying to think about, you know, like what my actual thoughts on that are. I think they doctored that footage. No, I think the movie made it very clear. Oops. I think, like, they did in the film very much say that, nope, this is real. This is actual real footage. I mean, because if it was, then they would have said that it was fake. Now, like, if it was something like that, yeah, it would make sense. But it's also like they just didn't do that, especially by the end where Superman, you know, goes, show me footage, show me, you know, the footage of my parents, and he watches home videos from his Earth parents. It's like, I think that kind of sealed the deal that it was not fake footage. It was absolutely real. Oh, okay, so it looks like I can gift the free memberships. Your Ko-Fi pay... yeah, like, I don't know what's going on. They haven't reached out to... The landlord hasn't really reached out to us yet. So maybe I should probably change the thing. But it's also like... It's... I need a... they just have not been responding to us, and it's like, it's so weird. It's like, what are they doing? I have no idea what they're doing. But still, if anyone's able to support us through Ko-Fi, that would very much help us a lot. And again, I'm gonna gift some memberships. I mean, it's not coming out of my pocket, but it's like a free thing that YouTube has. So get ready. Here's 10. Here's 5. So here's 5 memberships. Let's see. Try Easy, Advic, Enridu, Paul Borkading, and Kieran Curtis. You guys are now members. You guys are now members of the channel for a month, and who knows, if you like this first month of the membership, then, you know, maybe consider, you know, keeping the subscription. Yeah. It's a risk, but I actually don't mind because Superman became who he is with a sense of humanity because of his adopted parents. There is an argument there. I'm not gonna lie, I might soften on this if I see it again. I'm hoping to see if that storyline could be a misdirect, or if not a misdirect, then maybe Gunn could do something else later on down the line that makes sense. That makes it make sense. Maybe again, I'm just not. I don't know. Thanks for the gifted membership. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for the free membership. For a second, I thought Kieran Culkin got a subscription too after seeing the CU and got excited. Oh, and also, AJ, you know, if you want to send an invite oh wait, what? Thanks for the membership, Mr. Hannahcast. You're welcome. But yeah, if AJ, if you want to send a member, like not a member, but like an invite to the members only Discord server, you could put that in chat. Or then again, unless it just doesn't let you, like actually I could probably just do that myself. What am I kidding? Hold on. Yeah. Consider going on, and make sure when you join if you guys join the members only Discord, connect your YouTube to your Discord. Connect your YouTube to your Discord, because that's gonna, like, you're not gonna be able to access anything if you don't do that. So yeah. Where would you rank it of all the movies you watched this year so far? I'm so behind on so many movies. I'm not gonna lie. Because the thing is, I've been so stressed over everything. I've just not bothered watching a lot of movies. I need to. Like, maybe after this I could try to watch K-pop Demon Hunters or something like that. But I've just been like it's just been like just a whole, like swell of, like, you know, of stress and stuff. Do you get money from ads? I do, but the thing is, like, YouTube has like the system where you have to reach like $100 threshold in order to get your payment from YouTube. But even then, you get that payment the next month. So yeah, and the reason why I've been pushing the Ko-Fi a lot is because it's a lot more instant than that. So yeah. The server is for members only? Yes, because it's a lot more calm that way, and a lot more, like, a lot less stressful that way. General Zod is going to be very interesting in the DCU. I wonder if they're going to actually do General Zod. They might not, honestly. I mean, good God, I mean, like they have Lex Luthor. Like, they might not. Hell, I'm not even sure when they're actually going to do a Superman sequel, because, you know, James Gunn was kind of coy and saying, "Oh, I don't know if we're doing like a sequel." So what it makes me wonder is, like, maybe Superman itself, you know, the film itself doesn't get a sequel per se, but he appears more in the DCU. I would not be surprised at all if, like, Superman showed up in Peacemaker Season 2. I'm more excited for Brainiac. Haven't seen him in a live-action Superman movie yet. I'm not sure how well Brainiac would work in live-action. I'm not sure. And also, I would also be... I would probably also say that, like, you know... like, Superman would most assuredly appear in, like, Supergirl. Obviously, I don't know anything. But, like, my guess is that I think Superman's going to make an appearance in Supergirl. I think that's, like, that just makes the most sense. And because apparently Krypto is also going to be a prominent figure in Supergirl. So we're just going to get more Krypto. How do you know if a server member is a channel member? Is there a verification process? I mean, you could technically join the server if you're not a member, but you're not going to be able to actually see any of the pages if you're not a member. But if you are a member, you will see all those pages and be able to access them. So yeah, like it's kind of all automated in that way. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I really liked. Also, the way Superman... I will say I did, like, the way Superman would just save literally anyone. I just came here just to say shrug for Superman. What? You didn't like Superman? I really enjoyed Superman. Superman is definitely going to be one of those films that I enjoy even more as I think about it. I have faith that Gunn will make Brainiac work. He made Polka Dot Man and Starro work. Yeah, that is true. I mean, Polka Dot Man was like always like called like one of the worst DC villains ever, and yet he's probably one of the most memorable characters out of the Suicide Squad. I could see that. Again, I'm just really hoping one of these days we get Deathstroke. I want to see Deathstroke in a movie. I want to see Deathstroke. I'm also very curious. I'm also very curious as to what the, as to how the DCU Batman's gonna, what the DCU Batman's gonna be like. Because contrary to what people say, I really don't think it's gonna be Robert Pattinson. I do not think for one second that Robert Pattinson is gonna be the DCU Batman. I think they're gonna go for a more, what's the word I'm looking for? I think they're going to go for a more fantastical Batman. My review is up 5 out of 10 for me. It was okay. It's my fault, though. I am so picky with superhero genre now, so I do nitpicks. It takes a lot more to win me over. All right. It's not. I don't know if it's really a fault thing. I mean, because it's like that's just the way you experience the film. I mean, again, I've always said this. Like, as long as criticisms are like reasonable, and people aren't just like Superman's woke now and just using that stupid argument, then it's like whatever. Jake Gyllenhaal has the look and charisma to pull off Bruce Wayne / Batman. It would be perfect considering his co-star from Brokeback Mountain in the late great Heath Ledger was an unbelievable Joker. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't know. At the same time, like, Jake Gyllenhaal has kind of like a high-pitched voice, so I'm not really sure. Again, I'm not sure who I would cast as Batman, because I don't know what version of Batman they're going for. I mean, I have a version in my head that I could think of, but however, obviously, none of us ever thought Robert Pattinson would make or at least none of us would ever think of Robert Pattinson as Batman, and he's already kind of up there as like one of the best Batman out there. So it's like, it kind of depends on what version they're going for. You know what I realized? There's a lot of people, real people that center around DC where Reeve or Reeves is their last name. Because you have George Reeves, the original Superman, Christopher Reeve, and then director Matt Reeves. Like, there's a lot of Reeve and Reeves in DC, in real life DC lore. If Reeves doesn't want his Batman to be in the DCU, I think Gunn can make a way around it with an older version of Reeves' Batman, still Pattinson, but years with the Robins or for Brave and the Bold. I don't know. I do want the Batman and Brave and the Bold, or I want the Batman and the DCU Batman to be separate, because I want Matt Reeves to just focus on his universe, and then we get our more fantastical Batman, which, again, from everything they have said, that's going to be the case. Like, you get Matt Reeves' Batman, and they're gonna that's going to be like an Elseworlds thing, and then you have the DCU Batman. Brandon Sklenar would be my other DCU Batman casting choice. Who's that? I like. Huh. I'm not sure. I mean, granted, I've never heard of this guy, so I don't know anything about his acting abilities. But, like, I think one thing I want out of Batman is very, like, large, expressive eyes. Because if there's one thing I really dug about, like, Ben Affleck's Batman, is that, like, he had these, like, really deep, sunken-in eyes that were very expressive. Like, that scene in Batman v Superman where he's going through Metropolis and he's and he's trying to save people as the city's getting destroyed. And that one shot where like he's holding the girl whose parents were killed, and he just looks up at the sky at Superman, just gives us like that fucking look. I want Batman to be like that, like just really expressive eyes. And I don't know if Brendan Sklenar has that necessarily. Oh, by the way, Christian, I got that future collab on lock. Oh yeah, we did. It's gonna be fun. He has expressive eyes and a deep voice. I mean, again, I need to see. I do need to see. But again, I don't know. I'm just not sensing a lot from the eyes. You know, not a whole lot from the eyes. But again, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Honestly, and you know, say what you will. One person that I've been kind of thinking about, even though I'm not sure if he might be too old now. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, maybe Jason Sudeikis. I could maybe see him as Batman. Like, that's another example of like really deep, like really like, you know, kind of expressive eyes. So it's like I could maybe see him. And also I kind of do like the idea of Superman being a bit younger and Batman being a little bit older than Superman. I kind of like that. Like, I like the idea of Batman being more experienced than Superman. The cinematography was so stunning in Superman, just like the Batman. I think the Batman had better cinematography, but I do think Superman had some really fun cinematography. I really did like you know, I really did like the, what's the word I'm looking for? I really did like the, like, sweeping, like, wide-angle lens thing that they had going on in that film. Be back in 10 minutes. Okay, AJ. Trying to think of what else I really liked about the film. Or just anything to really talk about in the film. Oh, the fact that we actually got to see the Hall of Justice. I'm very curious to see how that's going to go down. Gunn should do Batman with a similar tonality of J.J. Abrams' Caped Crusader, like film noir atmosphere, not necessarily black and white. I've not seen Caped Crusader, but I'm assuming it's not exactly on the same level of the Batman, because I know that's also like a crime noir thing. Like, for me, I'm kind of hoping tonality-wise we get something a little bit on the level of, like, you know, the Arkham games. Because I really love the Arkham world. Unrelated, impressive that this year we have two dead categories in the form of adapted screenplay and animated feature, though at least the latter has a somewhat obvious frontrunner. Maybe. Matt Reeves, the Batman is already noir. Yeah, like obviously there's always going to be like a little bit of noir with Batman. But Matt Reeves has definitely kind of perfected that style. Again, I feel like with the DCU Batman, you could go a little bit more fantastical with it. Like, go a little bit crazy. And I'm also really curious as to who they would ever get as the Joker. Like, I'm fascinated by who they could get as Joker in the DCU. Like, that, oh, man. Because obviously, like, I'm not saying Joker needs to be the villain in every Batman movie, but I will say Joker is, like, so integral to who Batman is, to where it's, like, you know, I feel like that's, like, Like, eventually you need to show Joker. Eventually Joker has to be part of this world. I'm interested in TV shows and TV awards because the Emmy Award nominations are tomorrow, and I'd be interested in knowing your predictions if that's your jam. I don't know anything about TV shows, so it's probably not useful for me. Isn't Mr. Freeze the antagonist of the Batman 2? Nothing's been confirmed. Nothing has been confirmed. A lot of it is just speculation. And also keep in mind, the script was only turned in just a little while ago, so we don't know anything. I mean, it'd be interesting if Mr. Freeze was the villain, but again, we don't know, and there's nothing has been made proven. What about the Super Critics' Choice Awards? Well, I already missed the nominations for that. And I don't know. Last year when I tried to react to the nominations for that, it didn't really go over well. Or at the very least, it didn't really do well with views. I mean, maybe this year I could try to react to the winners, see what happens. Because it is very dead. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll try to do the Critics' Choice Super Awards. I mean, might as well try, you know? Have you seen the movie Hannah and Her Sisters? The movie has your name in the title. No, I have not seen Hannah and Her Sisters. I high-key need Poison Ivy for Swamp Thing. It would be a cool, perfect setup for the DCU's Batman's Rogues Gallery. Maybe? I mean, honestly, I think what you could do with Swamp Thing is use him to sort of set up Justice League Dark. You could do that. Although then again, like, James Gunn hasn't really said anything about I think what he said about Swamp Thing was that it was going to be like, it's going to be like a standalone story, but still set in the DCU. So I'm not sure what they're going to do there. But if it were me, I would use Swamp Thing as an opportunity to set up Justice League Dark. But Poison Ivy, I think, like, yeah, with Poison Ivy, like, I hope she's in this DC universe. Like, I'm just, oh man, I'm just, like, there's so many things they could do here. And it's funny because, like, I think James Gunn said that, you know, that the focus for DC Studios right now is to just, like, for the DC universe, is to just pump out some very good movies and then figure out the overall storyline later on, which is interesting. But I think, yeah, again, some of the things I really want to see. I want to see Deathstroke. I want to see Teen Titans. I want to see what this Batman world's gonna look like. And you know, Justice League. Hope we get that. That'd be cool. I joined your secret Discord server, but I only see the pronouns channel. Is that all there is for members? You gotta connect your YouTube to your Discord. You gotta do that. You gotta connect YouTube to your Discord in order, like, so that it knows that you're a member. Oh, and the fact that we're getting Lobo next year. I mean, like, because, like, Lobo's going to appear in Supergirl. Oh, I'm very excited about finally seeing Lobo. Finally home so I can activate double account action. Let's go. That was me. Oh. But yeah, trying to think of what. Trying to think of what else. Like what else about Superman is worth talking about? Also, Metamorpho. The reason why I think Superman could get in for makeup is because of Metamorpho. Like, they did a pretty damn good job with the makeup in that, and it's like, but then at the same time, you know, with James Gunn's films, the only one to get nominated for makeup was Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Guardians 2 didn't get in. The Suicide Squad didn't get in. I mean, hell, like, Guardians 3, even though I think it should have won, did not even get nominated, which is insane to me. So, like, I don't think... So it's kind of a hit or miss. It's kind of like, what, like, I'm not sure if they're going to... Like, maybe they'll nominate Superman, but I don't know. It's tough. Oh, wait, I forgot it was... Oh, now I remember what that show was called. It was My Adventures with Superman, not My Life with Superman. If you could have dinner with one director who is still alive, who would you choose? Ooh, okay, that's interesting. Like, Christopher Nolan is definitely one. Although, I'm not gonna lie, James Gunn, James Gunn is... Like, I have some ideas, you know, in terms of DC films. And it's like, you know, with the DC films, they would probably also make a lot of money. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of tough. It's because it does help that with James Gunn, he's a director and he is a studio executive. So it's like, So it's kind of, it is, so I'm not really sure what to go with. I mean, again, maybe James Gunn, because there's a, like... Oscar Expert has called Christopher Nolan Noli Boy in one of their videos, and that's what I've been calling him ever since. Oh yeah, I remember that video. Noli Boy! It was the Critics' Choice Winner reaction video. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Like, I know there's 10 people in chat. Like, does anyone have anything to say? Like, talk about Superman spoilers. Like, we could talk about those here. It's a safe, open spoiler discussion. I know there's plenty of you in chat. Come on, say something. Galactus looks crazy. That's not Superman. Ah! That's Marvel. My favorite scene was actually the special appearance by Oliver from Thomas and Friends. Oh boy. Oh, I know you guys want to be funny. You guys are a bunch of little comedians, aren't you? I really enjoyed Mr. Terrific. To me, he was a standout. I hear a lot of people talking about, you know, Mr. Terrific as a standout. Like, I really liked him in the film. Again, for me, the standout from the Justice Gang was Guy Gardner's Green Lantern. I just thought he was, like, really funny. And also, we're finally getting a Green Lantern that actually takes advantage of the ring. Like, we've just not seen that before. Like, the Green Lantern movie didn't really do anything with his Green Lantern powers. We only saw, like, a Green Lantern for, like, a second in, you know, Justice League. But now, we're, like, fuck, we actually have a proper Green Lantern. Back, what do you think of Sean Gunn's Maxwell Lord showing up? I mean, yeah, he only showed up for, like, a second. But I'm curious as to how as to his presence in the DCU, especially considering it looks like he's going to have a much more prominent role in Peacemaker. I didn't watch the movie. What did you expect me to talk about? I thought you did watch the movie. Like, this is a Superman open spoiler discussion. What? No, that was a half second in Justice League. I'm not sure. Oh. Oh, no, I'm fine. Oh, okay. Spoil me the whole thing. Darth Vader is Luke's father. Are your reactions exaggerated for YouTube, or would you react the way you did to Honora losing by Honora, bye, if you were watching award shows with your friends, family, and not in front of a camera? I mean, they are a bit exaggerated, because, like, you gotta make it interesting for the video. So it's a little bit exaggerated, but it's like, it's still funny. I mean, because, like, it'd be kind of boring if I was like, ah, man, Honora, nope. Nope. I mean, it's basically like I'm sort of like letting it all out on camera, but for comedic effect. The robots were cool. I just hope nothing happens to them in the future. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If they survive getting torn in half and then getting their heads ripped open, it's like, I think the robots might actually end up being fine. I remember you reacting to the 2015 nomination reveal, and you somehow had no reaction to 50 Shades of Grey got that song nomination. Yeah, like again, it was boring. Like, I got, like, nowadays I know how to properly react on camera. Like, ugh. The ending scene with him looking at his parents almost made me cry. Yeah, that was a very good scene. I really liked that. I gotta say, your crash shot segment in one of your last streams was among your funniest. Also, the Hannahbot always gets me. Oh yeah, like, HD. Like, that's like, I guess that's like a new thing. HD. No, HD, you can't do this to me. Have you seen the movie Unforgiven? No, I have not. I have not seen Unforgiven. I mean, maybe one of the... If that's... I think that's like the best picture winning, you know, Clint Eastwood film. And I do plan on seeing it one of these days, but I have not seen it yet. The scene where Lex Luthor killed the guy that gave Superman a falafel was crazy. Yeah, that was rough. I was like, oh, Lex Luthor is like, he's serious in this movie. God, like, I do like how he's like simultaneously like a petty hater, and yet he will like kill a man in cold blood. It's insane. Are me and Mom the only people on the Earth who watch the extended cuts of both Rebel Moon films? Maybe, because I did not bother, like, I really did not like the Rebel Moon movies, and I was like, well, nope, there's nothing that's gonna make this any better. Nope. Rip Malik. Rip Malik. We love Malik. Cool mustache. Thanks. I'm trying to have it grow out a little bit more so I can do more of the curl. But it's still not quite that. It's still not quite there yet. It was awesome at the end when they show Lex Luthor as a traitor and tears fall from his eyes, but he's still angry, shows that he's not done. Yeah, well, this is not going to be the last time we're seeing Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor's going to be a big threat in the DC universe. Malik was the guy's name who Lex killed. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Rest in peace, Malik. We love Malik here. We are Malik stans. The Fortress of Solitude was fire to see. Oh, yeah. The Fortress of Solitude was a lot of fun. It's like, ooh, okay. I thought it looked like a lot of fun. It was definitely like classic Fortress of Solitude. But I thought it looked really, really cool. And again, plus I do like the addition of the Superman robots. I really, really like the Superman robots because it's like it added a lot more personality to the fortress, because like most of the time it kind of felt empty and stuff, whereas here it's like, hey, like he has people to talk to even though they're not really people. You should get a handlebar mustache, or better yet, the ends of your mustaches will be so long they touch the ground and sweep the floor. I mean, I do plan on maybe going like the handlebar mustache way, but it's just not quite long enough to get both of them in there yet. What did you think about Supergirl showing up? I really, really, I thought, like at least with Supergirl, it gave me a better understanding of what kind of Supergirl movie we're in for next year. I thought her appearance was a lot of fun, and the fact that, you know, like with Crypto, when he's playing around with Superman, he's like, ow, ow, and he's like actually in pain, whereas with Supergirl, she thinks it's fun. That was kind of funny. And the fact that Crypto is actually Supergirl's dog and not, Kal-El's dog is interesting. I'm curious as to what Supergirl's going to be like. I'm expecting maybe we're going to get like a trailer sometime later this year, but yeah. Ultraman was cool. Oh yeah, Ultraman. I thought I could tell they were setting him up they were setting up Ultraman to be like something later on down the road, because he's not dead. He just went to a black hole. I wonder if he's gonna come back as like Bizarro or something, or like the DC Universe's version of Bizarro. Also, I will say this: the post-credit scene, like the mid-credit scene, the post-credit scene, absolutely pointless. I don't know why they even bothered putting them in the movie. Because it's like, the mid-credit scene is just like Superman and his dog, and it's like, alright, we already saw that in the marketing. And the end credit scene is just like a gag, which is basically like a deleted scene. It's like, I don't like that. It's like, if you're gonna have us like wait till the end of the credits, like have the end credit scenes mean something. Have it mean something. I don't like, I'm not saying you have to set up like everything in the world, but it's either, for me, when it comes to post-credit scenes, either have it be something important or don't have it at all. I don't like joke post-credit scenes, because it's like, oh, damn it. Like, I remember even with, like, I'm trying to remember, like, I'm trying to think of any examples. Like, I know Marvel's been doing this for a while. But it's like, it didn't really, it just like, the post-credit scene just felt kind of pointless. What was your favorite scene in the film? It's tough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the way the Superman film opens up and, you know, and like you see the chest, it's like boom, Superman, like that was a lot of fun. I also did really like the battle with the big kaiju, that was a lot of fun too. So, yeah. I wonder if the Supergirl movie will be rated R because of the alcoholic aspect of the character and the comics it's based on. I don't think it's going to be rated R. I think it's going to be more PG-13 than Superman was, but yeah. The Red Sun line from Supergirl was great. Sorry I kind of ruined that Crypto was Superman's dog in one of your streams months ago, but it was a surprise to you. I think I just forgot it even happened. I think I forgot. I think the reason why... if you did say that, AJ, I think I legitimately don't remember you actually saying that. So it's like, I think I just forgot that. So yeah, my audience went nuts seeing her. Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. In my future, my only expectation is to see Maya Hawke as Poison Ivy would be perfect. But again, we don't know what kind of Poison Ivy we're going for, that they're going to go for. Because maybe for whatever version of Poison Ivy they're going for, you know, Maya Hawke wouldn't make sense as Poison Ivy. We don't know. Again, I would never have thought of Robert Pattinson as Batman. But for that version of the character, yeah, it makes sense why they cast him. So it's kind of tough. We'll have to see how everything goes down the road. Did you see Superman getting do you see Superman getting nominations at the Globes for Box Office Achievement Award? And do you think it could win? Oh yeah, it's going to get nominated for the Box Office Achievement Award at the Globes. Easy peasy. I don't know if it's going to win, because that really depends on what Best Picture films get in. Like, honestly, Avatar might just win. Avatar might just win. 4K Steelbook for Superman looks fire. Oh yeah, it does. I hope they put the IMAX in there, but probably not. I would love it if they put the IMAX in there. That'd be fun. James Gunn said for a couple weeks that he's not going to do forward-facing credit scenes unless they really work, so I wasn't expecting anything special. Well, then don't have the post-credit scenes at all. Like, I just don't like post-credit scenes that just waste everyone's time. It's like, either have it be something important or just don't have them at all. Which film was worse for you, Nora or Emilia Perez? Oh boy, yep, this is definitely going to get me some hate. Nora, because at least there were some good scenes in Emilia Perez, and at least there were like some memorable moments in Emilia Perez. Hell, I even like the songs in Emilia Perez for the most part. But Nora, I struggled to find anything I could like in that film. Did anyone watch Superman in 3D? No, I didn't. Why hate on Honora? I mean, I just didn't think there was just nothing. I didn't say hated Honora. I just very much dislike it. And it's just, there was nothing, I just didn't like anything in the film. It wasn't a funny comedy. It was just a lack of anything good that made me not like it. And Madison was epic. I don't know. I thought, and granted, it's not really her fault because the character was kind of written this way, but I thought the performances as a whole were just kind of annoying in my opinion. Everyone was just screaming, and it was just like, I can't get into no. With the Oscars just gone, what were your top fives that you wanted to win? This past Oscars? Well, then I guess like for Best Picture, I would have gone with like Dune or Conclave. Wicked. Trying to remember what else was nominated. The Brutalist and then Nickel Boys, I think. Maybe Nickel Boys. I'm not exactly sure what I had, like what was in my top 10 for my top 10 of 2014. No, 2024 I should say. So let's see. Dune, Conclave, Wicked. Oh, The Substance. Okay, Substance would be number 4, and then number 5 would be The Brutalist. Superman to me is the best IMAX film for the year so far. Boo, your Nora opinion can go by. Anyone who, I mean, no. Which movie, TV show can you take care of crypto? Which movie, TV vet can you see take care of crypto? I don't watch movie or TV vets. All film is subjective. If a Christian doesn't vibe with the Nora, it's okay. Everyone is wrong once in a while. Yeah, everyone is wrong once in a while. Like the people who like a Nora. I threw it back at you. Did you end up seeing I'm Still Here, or did your theater not play it? I did see I'm Still Here, and I did see it before the Oscars. I loved it. I love I'm Still Here. Fernanda Torres probably would have gotten my vote for Best Lead Actress, with Demi Moore closely behind. But yeah, with adapted screenplay being thin, can you see no other choice squeezing it in? I don't even know if no other choice is coming out this year. I don't know. The vinyl for Superman looks stunning as well. I have not seen the vinyl for Superman, so I can't say. And like I said, guys, if anyone wants to support me on Ko-Fi, go to ko-fi.com/ChrisandHannah. We're still very much short on rent, and we still need to pay some bills, and we need as much help as we can get. But $55, my goodness, yeah, like a Superman vinyl in this economy, I sure can't get it. What are key highlights of the film without revealing too much to someone who hasn't seen it? Oh, no, well, here's the thing. This is an open spoiler discussion. So, if someone is watching this stream, then they haven't seen it, and they don't want to be spoiled, they're being silly, because it's very obvious this is an open spoiler discussion of Superman. So, we're going to talk about spoilers. Highlights of the film without revealing too much. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the highlights of the film aren't even really spoilery. But like, again, I did really like, the way. I'm very fascinated by the fact that Jonathan Kent is still alive. That's what I'm surprised no one has brought that up. Jonathan Kent is still alive to see to see his son become Superman. Like, I'm surprised no one has brought that up. Like, that's not really been done in movies before. Like in all the other iterations of Superman, like, Jonathan Kent has been dead. So I'm surprised no one has brought that up, actually. It's kind of weird that we're actually seeing, Pa Kent still alive. I wonder... Mr. Terrific's scene was awesome. I mean, he had a lot of scenes, but he was awesome. Thunderbolts or Superman? I've only seen Superman, not seen Thunderbolts. Hello, Josephine DeMarco. And now my net is lagging. No! But yeah, is just no one gonna, like... I hope Superman gets nominated for some Oscars. I think visual effects is going to happen. Again, unless the DC bias is still there. I'm glad they actually didn't kill Are you talking about John or Jim? Like, I'm assuming you mean Jonathan Kent. I'm actually glad they didn't kill Jonathan Kent off because he's not gotten quite enough screen time for us to care for him. Maybe in the sequel they might do it. If Superman and Clark Kent were able to write either patriotism or self-help book, what would it be called? I'm not sure. Are you going to any fall festivals? No, I can't afford that at all. Oh, no. I can't even afford rent, which is why I need help. So, like, no, I can't afford to go to any fall festivals. Oh, Crypto, go get the toys was a great line. Oh, yeah, I really like that. Go get the toys. That was a lot of fun. But again... I'm surprised, like, the fact that Jonathan Kent is still alive has just not been brought up by anyone. It's just like that's kind of big. The fact that he's still alive when every other iteration of him is like dead. Sorry about that. What is the DC bias? I mean, the thing is, like, the DCEU has never been nominated for visual effects ever, even when they've deserved it. Like, Man of Steel didn't get in the short list for visual effects. Forget about not even being nominated. It didn't even get shortlisted. And then there was, and then there was, what was it? Like, there was also, the Suicide Squad that didn't get shortlisted. So it's like, that's the thing. It's like the DC. Now the Batman did get nominated, but that's not part of the DC. That was not part of the DCEU. So it's kind of weird that the DCEU has never been shortlisted for visual effects. So I'm wondering if that's still going to carry over to Superman, or if they'll just say, "Oh yeah, we like this universe." So I'm not sure. The Odyssey trailer was so fire to see before the movie. Oh yeah, I did see the Odyssey trailer before the movie. I'm really excited for the Odyssey. Oh my god, it looks so cool. Gunn kind of hinted to Ma and Pa Ken being alive at the end of the film, so I wasn't surprised. I mean, I don't know if it I don't know if it was hinted at. It's like there wasn't really indication that they would have died. It's just like, oh, they're alive now. They're alive in this film. The Odyssey, huh? Still filming, bro. What? But like, yeah, with Ma and Pa Ken, it's like, yeah, they were still alive. So it's like, yeah. Like, and there wasn't really anything indicating that they did die. It's just like, oh, in this universe, they're still alive. So I'm wondering, if they're just gonna stay alive throughout, this franchise. Like, that'd be interesting. The score for Superman is so fire. I've been having it on repeat. Oh yeah, the score is like it's more like this film is more score centric than like any other like James Gunn film, and I do like that. I do really like the music in this film, even though a lot of it is like the original Superman film kind of on repeat. But yeah, I'm eager to see what Nolan's been cooking. Oh yeah, for Odyssey, yeah, but that's the F1 soundtrack. I'm talking about Gunn in the interview saying that. Oh, wait. Oh, you're talking about, like, before the movie came out, he hinted that they would still be alive. Oh, okay. I didn't see that then. What was the first year you followed the Oscar race? Okay, this is interesting. Like, it's kind of tough because it was like a gradual thing. I didn't get I've always tried to make some guesses, but like, I didn't get deep into Oscar predicting until like, maybe not deep. Like, it was basically at different levels. Like, when I first started watching the Oscars, which was the King's Speech year, I didn't know what any movie was other than like Alice in Wonderland or Toy Story 3. So, there's that, but also, I'm not really sure what was, but it was kind of gradual. I think, but, yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It's kind of a tricky question. When Hawker Girl chased the head of Baravia and dropped him, it was so funny. Oh! That's another thing. The fact that this film actually went for the allegory of, Israel versus Palestine. Whoa! Was not expecting that. I mean, hey, I'm glad that they did, but I'm just like, damn, a major Hollywood blockbuster actually did that. Actually went for that allegory. That was shocking. Because, it's still such a big divisive issue. And the fact that this film actually did that, I was like, oh, wow. Whoa, okay. Superman's speech to Lex at the end of the film, about being human, was inspiring and greatly delivered. Oh, yeah, I really like that. I really like what they did there. The scene where Lois was interviewing Superman was so good too. Oh yeah, I really like that scene as well. Like it really does show like how like it was a really great showing of like, you know, the differences in views between Lois Lane and Clark Kent, and it really showed a lot of like how Superman views the world. Like he doesn't really think of things like he doesn't really think of he doesn't really think of the details or whatnot. He just says, "Look, when people need saved, I need to save them." And even to such a comical degree where he'll even save a squirrel. Like that was funny as well. Like, but it's like it really was showing about like it really did show like what kind of person he is. I appreciated the opening crawl. What did you think of it? Oh yeah, the whole thing about like 3 decades ago, metahumans arrived on Earth. What was it? No, yeah, it was 3 centuries ago, 3 decades ago, all that stuff, and then 3 minutes ago, Superman lost lost a battle for the first time. That was insane. I was like, ooh, okay, I like that. Like, I like that little structuring of, and also it helped sort of set us up for like where we were in the DC universe. When they said black hole, I immediately thought about my favorite movie of all time, Interstellar. Oh, okay. I did really like Interstellar. Interstellar was really good. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or Superman? I'm not sure where I fall on that right now. I need to think about that. I really do, because again, I'll probably be able to answer it better once I see it again when it comes to digital. I'll probably be able to answer it then. I'm not really sure what you're saying in chat, Samar. Like, what are you, like... I'm not really sure what you're trying to do. Care to elaborate? Watching Superman on an IMAX with a packed crowd was awesome. Lots of people were laughing and smiling. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people were really just enjoying the vibe of Superman. Like, I really think, like, that was... I really did like the vibe, especially the vibe of Superman was like really, really good. I wish Superman was longer. Maybe. I'm not sure. I do feel like the whole, I do feel like we needed a little bit more resolution to the whole, Jor-El and like the Superman's birth parents wanting Superman to rule over humanity as like a dictator. Like, I needed some closure on that. Like, maybe he gives a speech to mankind or something like that, and trying to assure them, hey, I'm here for good. That's why I believe in. And so it's like, I feel like we could have used some resolution there. Like that plot point just seemed to kind of go nowhere, really. David Cornsway is definitely the tallest Superman. I'm not sure, like how like. I agree with Tracy. A few scenes were slightly rushed and could have used more time to breathe. Yeah, again, I do think like I said, I do feel like we needed some proper closure with Jor-El's intentions in sending Superman over here. Nicholas Holt said he was 6'2", and David said he was 6'4", and they are the same height, so yeah. Yeah, like, a lot of dudes will, like, overcompensate for their height. Like, oh yeah, like, oh, like I remember my dad, like around the end of his life, he was like, I'm 5'10", even though I was 5'10" and I was taller than him, and I told him this, and he actually got legitimately mad at me, like, no, you're not taller than me. It's like, whatever. I mean, he's dead anyway, so. But it's like, why do people do this? Like, why do people gotta exaggerate their height? It's like no one cares, man. What other upcoming blockbuster, possible Oscar-nominated films will you do for these live streams? Or, I mean, I don't know. Like, I was mainly doing it for Superman because Superman's like a big thing and it's probably popular. And again, I'm hoping, you know, and again, I also did this to maybe also get some like Ko-Fi donations. Ooh. But yeah, I still think they made that message up and lied because those language people don't know Kryptonian language. I don't, but I don't know, because like they got a lot of the other things right. And again, I think what was going, like, so I don't know. I think it was pretty definitive that like Lex Luthor just, you know, like Lex Luthor actually did find a way to fix the message. So it's like, yeah, like, I don't know. I think it was pretty definitive that it wasn't like a hoax. The middle finger in the battle scene from Guy Gardner was funny. Also, the oven mitts from one of them was the funniest in the movie. The oven mitts was one of the funniest in the movie. I'm trying to remember the oven mitts, but I did really like the whole middle finger coming out of the earth, like, bam! It's like, again, I like seeing Green Lantern do some stuff that, like do some of that crazy stuff. I like that. Also, the bear trap on the monster was a lot of fun, too. Hot Flaming Doritos or Hot Flaming Cheetos? I don't think I had either of them. But like, I generally think I think I like Doritos more than Cheetos, maybe. When Superman saved the squirrel, I was like, that was good. I like that. I like the I like the Superman saving Superman going out of his way to save a squirrel. That's where it started becoming kind of funny as to how much of a Boy Scout he is, and also him just saying, "Oh gosh," it's like the fact that they're playing up the goofiness of Superman for laughs. I think was really funny. Like the fact that I don't even think he curses in the film. Again, it's just funny. For me, all the posters for Superman have been good. My favorite is the real D3D one. My favorite is the one that kind of looks like a classic Superman poster where he's kind of standing sideways and it's like hold on, let me pull this up. Maybe it's on here. Like, yeah, like that. Ah. I mean, it's not like, okay, whatever. You know this poster. This poster is my favorite. This is my favorite of the Superman posters. I like that. Actually, I could probably just show you right here. Yeah, I love this poster for Superman. It just feels very classic to me. I really like the way this thing looks. I'm gonna try to get one for my room. I want to get a poster. I mean, I can't afford one right now, but yeah. What happened to the screen? I was just trying, like the way I'm formatting the award expert app thing is kind of like a little bit wonky. But hopefully you guys get the gist. I have Captain America: A Brave New World with Red Hulk. Ooh. Kara Supergirl calling her cousin a bitch in the way I was funny. I can't wait to see Supergirl. Yeah, especially like now that we've like really seen the difference between Superman and Supergirl. I'm like, okay, I'm really curious to see how this movie's gonna work out. I think it's gonna be a lot more. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a lot more aggressive than Superman. Like it's gonna be a much more aggressive film than Superman. I'm probably gonna get Superman and an F1 poster. Oh, don't tell Easty that. I don't know if it's Easty or AJ, but one of them's gonna love the Superman. No, the F1 poster. Also, like Superman Returns, when they're reusing music and copy paste of '78 movie, you know, a lack of confidence if it's a factor. I don't think it's a lack of confidence at all. I think it's just like the Superman theme is the Superman theme. It's sort of like why in like so many, you know, Spider-Man. God, the Fly. I hate this thing. Why does it keep going? But it's like, you know, it's just a very iconic theme. I don't think there's anything really much to it. Fly. But it's like, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, if it works, it works. You know, sort of like how a lot of the Spider-Man movies will have a Spider-Man theme. It's like, it just works. Superman was shot completely in the IMAX ratio. That was fire. I think so. Like, it wasn't filmed with IMAX cameras, but it was filmed with the IMAX ratio. Yeah, Supergirl was laughing as Krypto was jumping on her and slamming her into the ground. So different from Superman's interactions with Krypto. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. It's like, she thought it was funny. It was like, it's not that iconic at all. Nobody used after 78 other than Superman Returns flop and this, man. Well, I mean, like, but it's like there also haven't really been that many Superman movies, like especially when you compare it like to Batman. It's like, and it's like it is, and you can't, and also like you can't say the Superman like it's like you can't say that's not iconic. Objectively, it absolutely is. Hell, even Smallville used that theme. It's like, what are you talking about? TV series, there's been a lot. But again, we're talking about movies. But it's like, no, it's like, it absolutely is an iconic theme that they're using. It's like, it's not a lack of confidence. It's just like, they just like the music and they just like the theme. And it's whatever. And again, it's not like, you know, using that theme hurts the movie or anything. It's just like, oh, they just use the original theme. Okay. Nah, James Gunn definitely is not the right choice to carry Supes. Well, a lot of people will disagree on that. I disagree on that. I thought he did a great job with that. You know, I agree. Like I think he did a great job. The critics think he did a great job. The audiences think he did a great job. I mean, if you didn't like Superman, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I get that. There are movies that I don't like that people love. I mean, hell, Nora is one of them. But most people really did like this version of Superman. So, I don't know. Sorry. House of the Dragon Season 1 was enough to convince me of Millie Alcock's talent. I mean, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't really heard of her other than House of the Dragon, but seeing her work on House of the Dragon, I thought she was really good. these professional journalists and fans were invited and given drinks and took pictures with actors and movie makers like Thunderbolts. That does not sway opinions at all. I will literally tell you, like, critics, like, even if they give a movie a bad review, that doesn't affect their chances of going to these screenings one bit. Like, the studios don't care. They just want buzz. It's like, that's not really, like... And again, even then, it's like we're well past the weekend right now, and people are still loving Superman. It's like, at that point, like, Samara, I think what you're doing is that you're making excuses for why people disagree with you. And I think, like, if you're going down that road, that's not really cool. It's like, people just have, like, it's okay if you disagree, that's fine. But that's the thing, people just disagree. And it's like, there's not really, some, conspiracy as to why the critics and audiences like Superman and you don't. It's just, they like Superman and you don't. It's like, why is it gotta be, like, some conspiracy? They said F1 the movie will have 4K, will have IMAX ratio. Why they can't just do that for the Dune movies on 4K? Yeah, I don't understand either. No, I'm just saying it's objectively meh, but if you enjoy it, fine. It's not objective, though. Like, that's the thing. Movies cannot be objectively good or bad. It's a completely subjective experience. For something to be objectively true, it needs to be measured. You cannot measure how good art is. You can't measure that. And if something cannot be measured, it is not objective truth, it is subjective opinion. And so, like, yeah. He canceled Superman and Lois Season 5 for this. I mean, like, I don't think it was for this. It's like, he said Elseworlds things can still happen. It just so happens that the Arrowverse is ending. No movies are objective and subjective. No, they are just subjective. They are not objective. What unit of measurement can you use to measure the quality of a film? Tell me. What actual physical unit of measurement can you use to measure the quality as to whether or not a movie is good or not? Like, what unit of measurement? Tell me. I'm waiting. I just told you he's canceled Superman and Lois for this. That's not a unit of measurement, though. What are we talking? What are you talking about? That's like. As much as I love the film, I did not like Bradley Cooper as Jor-El. He felt miscast, and Brendan Fraser would have been better casting. I don't really agree. I thought Brett. I mean, to be fair, like, I mean, I don't even know, like, really, he didn't even really look like I don't know. There wasn't even. He didn't. All he really said was like a monologue that was like, you know, in Kryptonian. So it's like there's not really much going on there. It doesn't even look like a CW. It doesn't even look like a CW movie. It's like a Cartoon Network movie in the live-action Ben 10 ones. No, it doesn't. Now this is something that can be. This is something that actually can be measured. It actually does not like visually speaking. It like the for example, like the visual effects are more detailed and are more animated than something like even like the Ben 10 stuff. It's like, so again, I don't know what you're saying there. Superman, A- cinema score, which is voted in person by people actually coming out of the theater. 83% critic score out of 373 reviews. 93 verified audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and 4.0 on Letterboxd, and 7.7 on IMDb. I mean, yeah, I mean, granted, I do, like, with audience scores, I do tend to be a little bit more, like, you know, because, you know, it's a big popular film, but still, people overall just seem to really enjoy it. So it's like, that's the reality. What, like, I don't know what you're talking about, Samar. You can only say something is bad if another thing does it better. I'm not sure what context you're meaning that as, because I don't think something being better automatically means something before is bad. I'm not sure what you're talking about, unless something happened with unless there's like a typo there. Personally, I give this movie a 7 out of 10. I really like the tone because it reminds me of an MCU movie, and I also really like the cast and hope to see more of them. I really did, yeah, I really did like Superman a lot, so yeah. No, I love the Superman film. If we're basing it on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb score, many loved it. Yeah, if we're talking about I'm mainly talking about the current consensus right now. Brendan Fraser looks so much like David Cornsweet. Either they should have casted this or had Bradley Cooper do more than what he had. I don't really think it matters either way. It's like he did the job. It's like whatever. Also, Superman has an A cinema score with people under 25 years old. I enjoyed Tyler Perry's 2012 Alex Cross. Doesn't mean it's a good movie. It's a 4 out of 10. But it's like if you enjoyed it, but again, it's like you cannot measure the quality of art. There is no unit of measurement you can use to physically measure how good or bad art is. If you enjoyed, if you enjoyed the film, then to you it is good. Like there's no again, if you can't measure something, then it's not objective truth. And if you don't understand that, then really you don't understand movies. Yeah, any other thoughts on anyone else have any thoughts on Superman? Like anything they want to particularly talk about? I know it's not related to Superman, but I saw the One Battle After Another trailer. It looks so freaking good. I'm interested to look at, that. I'm interested to see how that works. I'm interested to see if that film is gonna work out. Again, I'm still a little bit concerned over its Oscar chances because it's not gonna be like a box office success at all. And the scene he was talking to his dad was fire. Oh yeah, I did really like the scene where he was talking with Pa Kent. Jesus Christ, Samar! Jesus Christ, Samar! You're taking things way like that. What? Come on, man! Like, I think you're taking things way too seriously. Yeah, that's just taking things way too far and way too seriously. It's like movies and certain figures are not really like that. They're not really. You can't equate these two. It's like what? I love Mr. Terrific as a character, and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was easily my favorite interpretation of the character. Same for David Cornsweet as Superman. So yeah. Gunn also said there's going to be a really, really big cameo in Peacemaker. Do you think it'll be Superman or someone else? I think it's going to be Superman. I think Superman's going to appear in the last season. In season 2 of Peacemaker. It just makes sense. It's like it's going to be a big cameo because I don't think they're going to reveal. I don't know. Let's say if it was Batman. I mean, they're not going to do Batman in like it's like Batman is going to be like. Like, I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're probably just going to do Superman. Just kind of still establishing that he's part of the universe. Peacemaker comes out in August. I think it does. I really enjoyed the color grading of the film as well. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I didn't really think about it that much, but it's like, I feel like, also I will say this, anyone who's like comparing like this to The Flash, I think it's like, no, I don't agree at all. Because it's like, sure, like The Flash and Superman have a very similar style with the whole, 360, like not 360, but it's like the very wide angle lens and it kind of swiveling around and stuff. But I think the difference between The Flash and Superman is like, especially with the visual effects, they're way more refined in Superman. Like, you can't tell me that the effects in Superman are as bad as as the effects in The Flash. The Flash had very smooth, almost kind of unfinished CGI, whereas again, Superman just looked like it was way more finished. Again, I think it's just the filmmaking style that people aren't really used to, and they're not used to seeing like action sequences like this because like the visual effects are very good. Peacemaker, August 21st, I believe. Ooh. Sorry I'm not sharing a lot of what I liked since I wrote a story, a very long review of the film last night. I also hope they can do Corn Sweat's Batman and Corn Sweat Superman and Pattinson's Batman in the DCU instead of Brave and the Bold. I don't want that to happen, actually. I want Matt Reeves' universe to stay as its own thing. Let Matt Reeves do what he wants to do in that universe. And then, you could have Brave and the Bold have it and be the DCU Batman. I don't really need these two to come together, really. I kind of want the Batman universe to stay in its own world, and and have it be a little bit more grounded and stuff. Whereas the DCU Batman can be a lot more fantastical, something closer to that of like the Ben Affleck Batman or something like that. But, yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like my thoughts on the whole Robert Pattinson Batman or like DCU Batman. But yeah. The Batman 2022 or Superman 2025. Right now, I'd maybe say the Batman. I'd probably like the Batman more. Again, we'll have to see how things go later on. It feels like they're kicking a dead horse with Batman, especially if Muschietti's directing The Brave and the Bold and taking risks. I like if Superman is colorful and the Batman is being dark. I'm not sure what exactly the point of what you're saying is, but I will say I don't really blame Andy Muschietti for how The Flash turned out, because that was so obviously like studio meddling, like an extremely like screwed up, production that was going on for over nearly 10 years. And just everything being thrown into absolute chaos, and not to mention the Ezra Miller stuff. So it's like, I don't really blame Andy Muschietti for that. I really don't. I feel like, because again, he did It like the horror movie It, and that was really great. Hell, I even thought It Chapter 2 was great as well. So that's the thing. Like, I'm just kind of like really waiting on like how, like, I think I think, you know, with Andy Muschietti directing the Batman, I think he's going to do a very good job with that. I think he's going to do a very good job with the Batman. Gunn has been pretty adamant that the DCU Batman won't be Pattinson and have its own iteration. Yeah, I don't know why people keep thinking that Robert Pattinson's Batman is going to be the DCU Batman. It's like, he said the Batman Matt Reeves universe is its own thing. It's Elseworlds. I don't know why people keep saying that, you know, that Robert Pattinson could be Batman. It's like, he's not. Gunn made it clear. Dune 3 or the Odyssey. If we're talking about like anticipation, then honestly the Odyssey. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really excited for Dune 3, but it's like Christopher Nolan is like my favorite director. He keeps knocking it out of the park. I mean, have both characters and actors together instead of focusing on two Batman films in the same decade. But you could, though. You could. Again, as long as you clearly establish that the Batman is Elseworlds and the, you know, Batman in the DCU is part of the DCU. I mean, this is why I feel like, and I think Gunn did say this, that, you know, that they will add like an actual like Elseworlds label to the Elseworlds projects. Because I feel like once you do that, like once you establish that, you know, hey, you know, the Batman is not, like, once you make it very clear that the Batman and Batman, you know, DCU, Brave and the Bold, if you make it clear they're separate things, then yeah, you could do it. I think you can. I think even James Gunn said it's like, well, I mean, people aren't going to be confused because DCU Batman is not going to be the same as Robert Pattinson Batman. So yeah. Dune Part 3 all the way. I mean, again, I'm really excited for Dune Part 3 as well. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I really liked Isabella. It's not Isabella. It's Isabella. Isabella Merced's Hawk Girl. She went ham on the president of Moravia. Yeah, she really did. Oh my god, that was crazy. We're not like Superman. Boom. It's like, damn, that was rough. And then the fucking smash cut to the like pill going along, like doink. It's like that. That was a really funny cut. That was a really funny cut. I hated Reeves' Batman. Sorry, not sorry. Whoa, hated it. Dang. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry you didn't like it. I did love it. I was like, okay, yeah. I do feel like the third act could have been, you know, could have been shaved. A little bit of the third act could have been shaved off and make it a little bit tighter. But overall, I really loved what the Batman did. Especially, like, definitely felt like the most Batman-y Batman film I've seen in a while. Like, the music and the overall atmosphere was great. And also that Batmobile scene was a lot of fun. The Batman 2022 or The Dark Knight? Oh, easily The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight's way better. The Dark Knight's, in my opinion, is like the second greatest film ever made. So it's like, it's not even a contest. The Batman was the first film I saw in Dolby, and it was awesome. Man, I want to be in a Dolby theater. Why do I have to be near theaters that suck for the most part? I want to be in a Dolby. I want to go to Dolby. Also, I might, I do have a couple of videos in mind, if you guys want to hear them. Like, one of them is, like, you know, one of the videos I want to try to do is, like, what if, what if I were in charge of the DCEU? Basically, it's like, you know, what if I could go back and, like, fix the structure and fix, you know, like, what I would do to fix the DCEU from when it first started. Granted, I would have been, like, 15 back then, but again, with the knowledge that we know now and the power of hindsight, I want to try to do that video. And also maybe I want to do a video of, you know, what if I ran the Sony Marvel universe, where it's like the Sony Marvel universe, you know, with like the Venom verse and all that stuff. It's like, I want to try to do a video where I talk about like, what would I do if I were in charge, like to restart the whole Sony Marvel universe thing. I want to try to do that as well. Crazy thing, ours is the only Dolby with a 1:1 ratio for every movie. Ooh. What even is Dolby? Try looking up, you know, what different aspect ratio. Actually, look up. Actually, they're like, I'm trying to remember if. Hold on. There's a video that I think is really good. Look up, I don't know if for sure, you know, if he talks about, you know, the actual, because I know it's about aspect ratios, but I think, like, because Ryan Coogler did this video regarding, you know, aspect ratios and film and stuff, and I'm not exactly sure if he touches on Dolby, if he does or not, but that was a very helpful video, in my opinion. The Dark Knight was better, but hot take, I prefer Pattinson's Batman to Bale's. I also like Gotham in the Batman more. The detective aspect of the Batman was quite fun, different feel than Nolan's. See, it's tough for me, because, like, on one hand, like, Christian Bale had 3 Batman movies, and Robert Pattinson has had 1. So it's kind of tough for me to really judge. I do like the vibe. I do feel like the vibe of, you know, the Batman universe is closer to, like, what is traditionally Batman. But at the same time, I feel like what Christopher Nolan did was, like, so different and so unique that he could, you know, that he could take things in a much more realistic direction. So it's kind of tough for me. I still think maybe my favorite Batman, if we're just going by one film, my favorite Batman performance might actually be Ben Affleck from Batman v Superman. Say what you will about that film, but I feel like what Ben Affleck did in that film in terms of his performance was really something to behold. I think what he did with that, with his performance was really, really good. He, again, spoke a lot with the eyes. Had a very, like, kind of like when he was like Bruce Wayne, kind of mingling with people, he almost looked like half awake, which is very clever, and I do feel like that was like an intentional decision. And like when he was Batman, he was always just kind of locked in. I also really love the voice modulator thing, but that's not really his performance. But still, I really enjoyed. I think out of the Batman performances in a single film, my favorite might be Ben Affleck and Batman v Superman. Although again, Christian Bale, I mean, his performance in The Dark Knight Rises, especially, was something really, really cool. There was a lot of range in his performance in The Dark Knight Rises. I prefer IMAX for visuals and Dolby for sound. I've never been to an IMAX or Dolby theater, actually. But my favorite and go-to is IMAX. Man, I really want to see a movie in IMAX so bad. I want to see it so bad. Ah. It took me about 20 minutes to get into the wavelength of the approach Gunn was taking with Superman. Did you have this experience as well? Not really. I kind of knew what to expect for the most part. And I could still sense some of the James Gunn isms, but it still did feel different from some of James Gunn's other films. Do you have a Cinemark XD? There is a Cinemark I can take a bus to, but I'm not sure if it has XD or not. God, this fly just won't go away. Yeah, I don't think they have anything other than like standard format and Real D 3D. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I know at Movie Tavern they have super screens with Dolby Atmos sound. I want to experience a premium format film. I want to do that. I prefer regular cinema, no IMAX, no 3D, no 4D, just plain screens. Oh, okay. Oh. Cinemark XD and Dolby are my favorites to go. My local IMAX doesn't have recliners, and those are a huge game changer for me. Oh. I don't think I've actually been in a theater where there's like a reclining seat. XD is great. I have no idea what XD is. 4D is so fire. I do know like isn't 4D like the chair like man, I would if there's any film I wish I could experience like in like 3D or 4D, it would be Gravity, like the the Alfonso Cuarón film Gravity. I want to experience that. That looks so cool. I saw No Time to Die in 4DX. It was like a roller coaster. Ooh. Pretty much bigger screen, better speakers. Oh. It's Jeff Goldblum in your room, fella. Ah! IMAX was the way to go for Superman. Too bad no, wait. It had so much bass. Ooh. I saw. I don't. Yeah. I want. Yeah. I can't really relate to the premium format screens because I've never seen them in those. Again, the closest I've ever had was like real D 3D. I love the pocket dimension scene. Some of my favorites were in the movie. What did you think of them? I liked them. They didn't really stand out to me as something like, whoa. But it's more the concept of the pocket dimension where I'm like, huh, that's interesting. But they didn't really stand out so much. I mean, again, other than Lex Luthor shooting the guy dead, I'm like, oh, he's just gone now. Oh. Again, I'm wondering how far they're gonna push like the pocket dimension in the DCU. I wonder how far they're gonna go into that. Well, I think another video of my actually, but yeah, guys. Skylar Gizondo is my favorite. Is not my favorite Jimmy Olsen. Do you like his character? Yeah, I thought Jimmy. Honestly, this is probably the most I've actually seen Jimmy Olsen do in a Superman movie. Like Jimmy Olsen usually just doesn't do that much in these films, so it was kind of cool. Again, I'm not like again. I'm very curious to see as to where everything's gonna go. But yeah. Superman had stabby barf pain. What? What are your thoughts on the dialogue? I thought for the most part it was well written. I mean, yeah, like I thought the dialogue was well written. I didn't mind the dialogue. Again, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like I don't really have much to say about it, I guess. David Corns what killed his Superman? Oh yeah, I would agree. Have you watched 28 Years Later? No, I have not. My gosh, I remembered. I watched Madagascar 3 in 3D. I was 5. Oh, I didn't see it in 3D. I saw it on like TV. I've only seen like a handful of movies in 3D, I think. I wish we got more of Wendell Pierce's Perry White. I think we got enough. I mean, considering the story that was being told, it did feel like we didn't really, like, I feel like we got enough of, like, the Daily Planet stuff. Because, again, like, there was just so much else going on. I just don't feel like we needed any more, I guess, of the Daily Planet stuff. Because, again, the film was already juggling a bit too much as is. It probably would have started crumbling even further if they just added more Perry White stuff. I wish they did a 4K box set of Superman like they did for the 2020, like for the 2022 The Batman. I could have sworn they already did like remaster the films in 4K, but I don't know. It looks like things might be slowing down. So if anyone has any final thoughts, you know, I could probably we could probably talk about him. You know, you could probably lay out your final thoughts. I guess I think. If that makes sense, yeah. But yeah, I might get ready to end the stream here in a bit. There's not much going on. Where do you think Lex goes from here in the story? Obviously, he'll be back, but I hope we get another Superman villains, considering we've only mainly seen Lex or Zod as Superman villains in live action. Considering we're getting the Hall of Justice, I am kind of wondering if they're going to bring in the Legion of Doom. I am kind of wondering if they're actually going to do that. The DC Universe is in good hands. I would agree with that. I would. Ever since they announced that James Gunn and Peter Safran were the co-CEOs of DC Studios, mainly with like James Gunn being the creative head while Peter Safran is more the business end of it, I got really excited. Like, okay, this is going to be fascinating. This is going to be fascinating. Wait, who's Peter Safran? No, Peter Safran is a film producer. He's produced a lot. He's actually produced a lot of James Gunn's films. But like basically the way it's gonna work is that like James Gunn comes up with the ideas and comes up with the path for DC and with Peter Safran being the producer, being more of the producing end of it, the business end of it, he basically gets the resources to get what James Gunn needs to bring that universe to life. You heard Clayface is going to be rated R. I didn't hear about that, but my theory is that it's going to be rated R. I mean, hell, actually no, I think like James Gunn said they're going to go for an R rating for that, so I'm excited for that. Co-CEO of DC. Co-CEO of DC Studios, not the comics, just DC Studios, which is a separate film division from Warner Brothers. Like, that's something interesting as well. Like, Warner Brothers is like DC Studios is now no longer under Warner Brothers. It operates as its own, studio, sort of like how Marvel operates separately from like Walt Disney Pictures. Can I ask one Oscar question? Sure, AJ, sure. I swear, if it's involving F1 the movie, then ooh. Nathan Fillion said the Lantern series or something he dropped a lot. Yeah, he's gonna say fuck a lot in Lanterns. I'm really, especially because it looks like Lanterns is gonna be more serious than Superman. So I'm wondering how well Guy Gardner fits into that. I'm very fascinated over that. Superman, my favorite film of the year so far. For me, it's still Sinners. Sinners is still my favorite film of the year. Sinners is just like absolutely fantastic. What's your Oscar question, AJ? What's your Oscar question? What is it? If we have a split race in supporting actress, who could take it if Grande won Critics' Choice, Elle Fanning won SAG, or vice versa, and Inga won BAFTA? Well, see, it's kind of tough because there's also the Best Picture question, like, which film is stronger in Best Picture? I don't know if I can answer that question, though, because it's like, I don't know what the scenario is for what the film precursors have won. Or how the whole race has gone in general. So I'm not really sure how to answer that. I'm sorry, I just don't. Wait, you saw Sinners, Hannahcast? Yeah, it's on digital. I saw Sinners. Sinners is fantastic. Nice. I still wish there were only 5 Best Picture nominees. I don't. I like Best Picture being the big award of the night. Like, you have 10 nominees for that. I like it like that. Like, I don't need the other categories to be 10 nominees. But, like, for Best Picture, it makes sense. It's the biggest category of the night. Everyone has, like, their top 10 films of the year, so it makes sense to have your top 10 in for Best Picture. So I prefer the way it is. If both Sentimental Value and Wicked are in picture, then who wins in that scenario? But again, what happened in the precursors? That's the problem. What happened? Like, and also there's other questions. Like, did Wicked get a director nomination? Like, there's so many factors. I just can't really answer the question. I just don't think I can answer the question because there's so many different variables. James Gunn writes villains well. I would agree. He did the same with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I would agree. But yeah, I think I might get ready to wrap it up, guys. Thank you guys so much for showing up to this open spoiler discussion of Superman. Wait, hold on. Wait, AJ just said, like, Okay, I'll come back with a more detailed question in the next stream. Yeah, yeah, something like that. Like who got nominated where and who won where. What's the overall package? It's like there's so many things going on. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you want to consider supporting me directly, go to ko-fi.com/ChristianHannah. It's in the pinned chat. Like it is in the it's in the link is in the pinned chat. Please consider supporting us. We still need a lot of help. Yeah, because it's not looking. Things are not looking great. But yeah, appreciate you as always, Kristen. Well, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, guys. Anyway, yeah, and yeah, I think that'll be it. And so yeah, guys, what like I don't have a good outro by